Hello everybody, this is Steliefty with Close, and today I want to share with you 5 ways in which radical candor has helped me close more deals. So some of you might already know this book, Radical Candor, from Kim Scott. It's an amazing book, I highly recommend it. It's typically intended as a book for leadership and management, and we at Close, we embrace a lot of the principles of the book. But today I want to share some of the insights and kind of core principle in the book that can be applied to sales. And I've applied to sales my entire career in order to close more deals. So before I go through the 5 ways, there's something really important to bring up, which is that if you are radically honest, if you bring real candor, sometimes challenging candor to the table and to the relationship, you do need to have trust and good intent as the foundation for these things to work. If the people that you talk to, work with, communicate with, if they don't trust you and if they don't believe that you have the best intent at heart, they probably will not respond in kind when you're particularly challenging or particularly candid with them. So keep that in mind. First and foremost, and this is also what Kim Scott talks about in the book, you have to work really hard to earn the trust of your team and to build strong relationships where people that work with you know that you care about them and you want them to succeed and win, and that you understand them in the context in which their life operates. And the same principles are true in sales and with your prospects and customers. You need to invest the time to build a relationship and to make them trust you and make them comfortable being honest with you. If you don't make that upfront investment, you can't just be radically candid or give people critical feedback. Your prospects challenge them and believe that they are going to be excited to be challenged and be criticized sometimes to the point where they close the deal with you. All right. With that out of the way, let's go through the 5 ways that radical candor has helped me close deals in the past. Number 1 is saying no. This sounds counterintuitive. You would think that as a salesperson, you want to say yes when people want to talk to you, say yes when people want to give you their money, say yes when they want to close the deal and purchase your product. But the truth is that some people should not buy from you. And we've talked about this, and I've talked about this extensively. We'll link up to some of these posts of the past, that when somebody isn't a good fit, you shouldn't buy, you shouldn't allow them to purchase your product. So one of the most powerful ways that I have used radical candor in order to close deals is telling people that my product, my company, my services aren't the right fit for them, and therefore they shouldn't buy. And you'd be surprised how many times people were amazed that I told them, listen, I don't think our solution is right for you. Here are a couple of alternative recommendations that I have for you. Sometimes they challenge you and they want to buy anyways, right? They can't believe it. They're like, you cannot tell me that I can't buy your product. I really want to buy your product, even if you think it's not the perfect fit. And they go and purchase anyways. But more often, they appreciate the honesty so much, and it stands out so much to them because it's so rare that somebody does that, telling them, no, you shouldn't purchase, that down the line, whenever it is the right fit, they will remember and come back and purchase. And during that entire time, they will recommend you, your company, your services to as many people as possible. I can't tell you how many times we got incredible customers through recommendations of people that we turned away and we recommended not to purchase our product. So telling people no can be an amazing moment of radical candor in the buying process that really deepens the trust, that makes you stand out, and that marks the start of a lifelong relationship and not the end of it if you do it right. The next one, number 2, is bringing up issues and problems up front. Can't tell you how many times you ask prospects a number of questions of what they need, how they need it, and you uncover issues, challenges, and you bring that up front. You say, listen, you mentioned 3 things that are really important to you. One of those things is going to be an issue. 2 of them, no problem. We can do better than anybody else out there. We're going to deliver success for you. But one of these 3 things we cannot do, or we're not as good at. And here's how it works, and here's why it's going to be a problem. What do you think? If you think about the 3 things that you mentioned to me, which ones are the priority? And can you still see success? Do you still want to buy? Although you now know that one of the things that you'd like to have we cannot deliver or is going to be a challenge. Again, just being upfront, being honest, having the confidence and the comfort to tell people the truth, while looking them in the eye, not shameful, not doubtful, not timid, but tell them, listen, we can help in A, B, but C is going to be an issue. And here's why. How do we deal with this? What do you think about that? Again, is an incredible weapon and tactic to both build trust, to make you stand out, but also to collaborate and manage issues from the get-go versus running away or trying to hide from it. I can't tell you how many times salespeople or founders, when they hear we want 3 things and one of them the founder believes could be an issue, they'll try to downplay that issue. They'll try to hide from it. They'll try to run away from it. And eventually it comes up and then it really upsets the prospect and it really kind of collapses all the work that you've done because the prospect now thinks, well, why didn't this salesperson tell me about this earlier? If you are upfront, I can't tell you how many times the prospect tells me, you know what, it's good to know. Thank you for bringing it up. And it's not a big issue. It's not the biggest priority. If you can do these other 2 things really well, we can find a workaround. So now the prospect is telling you, I don't care about this challenge or this problem or this shortcoming. I still want to be in business with you. Third, you tell them to help you out when things don't make sense. I have a whole post about this. We'll link up to that. The power of asking for help. Using the words, help me out here. Countless times, a prospect gives me conflicting information in the buying process. They tell me, the most important thing for us is speed. We need to move fast, 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 fast. Speed is the most important thing. And in the very next sentence, they'll say, quality, security, safety is also the biggest priority. Now, these 2 things don't go that well together. If speed is your religion, quality can't be. You have to be okay with breaking things to move faster. If speed is your kind of North Star, if quality is your North Star, sometimes you might want to go a little slower. This is just an example, right? It could be many different things. Sometimes customers will tell you conflicting things, or what they describe to you as their buying process, their priorities, their budget. Something about it is fishy or doesn't quite make sense or is conflicting or, just puzzles you. Ask them for help. Don't just go over that point. Slow down and go, hey, help me out here. You mentioned that speed is the most important thing for you. At the same time, you said quality is. Now, and always take the blame on yourself. Now, to me, I have a hard time reconciling these 2 things. If we could move super fast, but some of the time we'll make a mistake and we'll correct it really fast, is that more what you're looking for? Or do you want to make sure that never, ever, ever there's any mistake, any hiccup, and then maybe if you take a little bit of speed out of the way, that's fine for you as well. Just help me understand this a little bit better, the quality versus speed thing, and how you think about it as a customer. Well, sometimes when you're trying to close the deal and they keep bringing new objections up, or they go quiet, or they tell you something surprising, they never mentioned budget. They always said that money is no issue. And then the final stage where you send the contract, they tell you, oh, this is way above budget. Ask them for honest help. Tell them, listen, I obviously missed something. I thought I brought up budget in the right way. I clearly didn't. So I'm surprised that budget is an issue. Help me out here. Help me understand. What about the budget is an issue and how can we navigate around it? Ask people for help, clarify, bring up things that confuse you or that conflict you. Number 4, you can always try to cancel-proof your prospect. This is actually a very old trick, but if you use it with the right intent, the right heart, because you have the best interest of the customer in mind, can be a powerful tactic of using radical candor to close deals, which is that whenever the customer seems ready and happy and eager to buy, but it's still kind of early in the process, you ask them, hey, it seems like this would be a perfect fit, but let me ask you, what could possibly happen in the next few weeks that would stop you from buying this product? Or if they're just about to sign the contract, you can ask them the question, hey, before I allow you to sign the contract, let me ask you, if anything could potentially happen in the next, after you sign the contract that would make you cancel, churn, or take it back, what could that be? Right? Ask them, what could be potential problems? What could be potential reasons why you would change your mind? Bring up proactively and stimulate them to think about these edge cases or these potential challenges and then discuss them, elaborate around them. And then obviously you're now aware of them, you can manage them much better, but sometimes you can help them cancel proof. One thing that I did a very long time ago is anytime before I allowed somebody to sign a large contract, I would tell people, I only want to have buyers that are more educated than the average in the market. So I'm not going to allow you to sign the contract today. I'm going to leave you a ton of information, some homework for you, and I'm going to give you a week to study that, research our competition a lot more, talk to your advisors, to your friends, bring up all potential things that we have not thought about yet that could be a reason not to buy. And in a week from now, I'm going to do a little test with you. I'm going to challenge you on some of the information about this contract, making sure that you really understand all the details. I'm going to allow you to ask all the critical questions that you could summon. And only then, if you're still ready to buy, I'm going to allow you to sign the contract. It's like reversing the roles. The moment that the customer was ready to buy, I'm like, nope. Now you're going to have to earn the right to buy. And I'm going to challenge you to be as informed as possible. And then when we would meet again the next week, I would challenge them, I would ask them some difficult questions. Oh, isn't everybody saying this? Why is this percentage this and not that? How about the competition that has this and this better feature? And I would have them fight in my name and defend my product, my service. And at the end, when they bought, I knew that if in a day or a week from now, somebody challenges them on this deal, they're going to have a lot more confidence to push back versus collapsing like a lot of customers do that are just not that confident, not that informed about what they're buying. And then when somebody in their sphere of influence asks them, well, why in the hell did you sign this contract? Didn't you know X, Y, and Z? They instantly collapse. They want to cancel. They want to churn. And number 5 is to, once in a while, you really have to challenge the prospect. Again, you have to earn the right by having built the relationship, having earned their trust, and by having the right intentions in heart and in mind, like making them really feel that you care about them. But there's a beautiful, beautiful post about why we're not called fuckaround.io, but close.io, the time where we still used to be called .io because we didn't have the .com, the close.com. There's a beautiful post about a prospect that just kept postponing and kept saying, well, tomorrow I'm going to start using this CRM. And in a couple of days when I have my data in, I'm going to start calling customers and closing deals. And then we had one of our salespeople really challenge that customer and say, listen, we're not called fuck around, we're called close. I will do the work for you. We will set you up right now. And then I want you to make at least 10 calls and close a deal. Let's get going. Let's get you winning. Let's stop procrastinating. And that's what they did. That salesperson went through setting up, taking away all the excuses from taking action from the prospect and empowering the prospect to take action and win. And obviously that sealed the deal and made them purchase the product immediately. All right, so those were the 5 ways that Radical Candor has helped me close deals. I want you to check out the book if you haven't yet. Send me an email if you have more questions or want more feedback, stelly@close.com. And until next time,